Have you ever wondered about one of the biggest puzzles out there? I mean, really thought about it. Why the ultimate villain, the master of whispers, seems to get away with, well, everything. It feels like he operates with complete impunity. Well, in this explainer, we're going to decode the hidden mechanics behind this whole cosmic system, and we're going straight to the source to do it. It really all kicks off with what feels like a major contradiction, a paradox that seems to sit right at the heart of divine justice. And here is the question that just cuts right to the chase. If God is all-powerful, omnipotent, then why does Shaytan, or Satan, seem to get a free pass all the time? It's a question that really makes you think, and it challenges everything we think we know about good, evil, and the rules of this game. Now, our first clue comes from, of all places, a stunning confession straight from the villain's mouth. In this moment, he defines the absolute limit of his own power, and trust me, it is not what you'd expect. This one statement just completely flips the script. It forces us to pivot our whole understanding of this character, from a powerful, coercive force to something else entirely.
So get this, his entire power is based on invitation. That's it. He can suggest, he can whisper, he can make a really terrible idea look incredibly appealing. But what he has is zero, and I mean zero, executive authority to force your hand. Think of him less like a mind controller and more like a spam email that you yourself have to consciously choose to open.
And boom, there it is. That's the answer to our big opening question. He gets away with it because he never actually commits the crime we all accuse him of, which is overriding our free will. He just stands on the sidelines making suggestions. The final choice and all the responsibility that comes with it is always 100% on us. So, okay, if he's just an inviter, then what's our defense? Well, the system isn't just about his limits. It's also about our own built-in strengths. It's about our intellectual firewall. This next verse, wow, it reveals the other side of the coin. It tells us that spiritual corruption isn't just some attack from the outside. No, it's a consequence that is permitted to happen, but only when our own internal defense system is switched off. So what in the world is this ridge? The best way to think about it is like spiritual static. It's not a direct force, it's more like an intellectual and emotional fog. It's that feeling of doubt, that confusion, that misdirection that clouds your judgment and suddenly makes those bad invitations from Shaytan seem like a pretty good idea. It's the environment he loves to operate in. You see, the divine law here is a really clear binary choice. When you actively use your reason, your intellectual faculty, what's called akal, you are under divine protection. The firewall is on. It's active. But the very moment that reason is abandoned, corruption is permitted. And that word is so crucial here. It's not forced on you. It's allowed in. It's like the door was unlocked from the inside. And this all leads to a really powerful realization. The main gatekeeper protecting your soul isn't some external guardian angel. It's your own God-given, built-in intelligence. The front line of defense is right here, in your own mind. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? Well, the source material gives us a perfect case study, a kind of operating system for dismantling falsehood that we can call the Ibrāhīm protocol. You know the famous story of Ibrāhīm, or Abraham, confronting the idol worshippers? It's presented here as more than just ancient history. It's a timeless, repeatable strategy. It's a live demonstration of that divine law we just talked about. It's proof of immunity in action. His method was genius. It wasn't just random vandalism. It was a cold, calculated, four-step logical entrapment. First, he identifies the core falsehood. Then he removes the distractions. Then he sets this brilliant trap. And then, and this is the masterstroke, he doesn't lecture them. He asks a question that forces them to switch their own dormant reason back on. And here's the climax of his whole plan. He says something that is factually untrue. The big idol did it. But he does it to expose a much, much deeper truth. He's using irony as a weapon, backing them into an intellectual corner until they have no choice but to see how absurd their own beliefs are. This creates such a powerful contrast, right? You have two characters here, Ibrāhīm and their original rebel, Iblīs, and both of them used logic, but their goals were polar opposites. Ibrāhīm used logic as a tool to wake people up. Iblīs, on the other hand, used it to justify his own pride, his own ego, famously reasoning, "I am better." It's the same tool, but with radically different outcomes. One leads to clarity and truth, the other to confusion and rebellion. All right, let's pull all these threads together now. We've looked at the villain's real power, or lack thereof. We've seen our own built-in defense system, and we just saw a masterclass in how to use it. So what is the overarching system that governs all of this? So here are the rules of the game laid bare. Shaytan walks free precisely because he has no power over an engaged intellect. Corruption, that noise we called rage, only shows up when that intellect is disengaged. This means the real cosmic battle isn't just good versus evil, it's clarity versus noise. And immunity? It's not some gift you're given, it's an achievement. It's earned by constantly redirecting intelligence back onto intelligence, questioning everything until only the truth is left standing. When you look at it this way, this whole cosmic setup isn't a trap designed to make you fail. Not at all. It's actually an elegant, impartial system that's designed to reveal a state of being. It simply, and automatically, shows who is intellectually and spiritually awake and who is choosing to stay asleep. And all of this leaves us with one final, very provocative question from the source. It's a question that pushes us way beyond just reading scripture or following rules. The challenge here is so much deeper. When will you remember to become the book itself, a living, breathing embodiment of this entire system of reason, clarity, and ultimate responsibility?